Hello and welcome to my car review. In this review we will be reviewing the Ford EnduroKa by AC Club Racing. You can find this car on acclubracing.wordpress.com for €4. Normally I do not make videos on Assetto Corsa mods, but this one is particularly disrespectful and there are no other videos on YouTube about this yet. So I want to tell other people not to buy this garbage. Alright, so the first thing you see when you install the mod, you'll see you have two cars. You have the rear right-hand drive and then the normal one for humans. This one is broken, like they forgot to replace the sound bank, so it's just you need to replace the sound bank of your €4 mod before you actually get to use it, which tells a lot. But the EnduroKa in general, you got all the UI elements, you got the correct tags on, everything's in place, you get the credits there, you get some skins, and you got a short description. Alright, so let's get in game and take a look at it. So, you know, it's not an eyesore to look at, primarily because the model itself is from Hum 3D, but when you look closer inside you will notice that it's a bit grim. They say it's a work in progress mod, and I understand that, but you don't sell this for €4. And the Motec is probably stolen off another car as well. The wheel is taken off some other car. I don't know if the roll cage may be custom made. Most of the interior is custom made because the Hum model does not come with an interior. The setup itself, you got your gears, but you can change them. There's a stock tire which tells literally nothing. It's some whatever arbitrary parameters they gave it. You got a fuel, you got 60 liters of fuel, ABS, brake bias, and that's about it. That's mostly something. The EnduroKa is fixed setup racing, so that makes sense. So inside, this is how it looks. It's alright. The driving position is alright, but the hood cam works, the nose cam works, but the fucking dash cam is just completely off. And also, if you look to the side, the driver face model is not hidden in the driver 3D INI, so if you have VR you will see the driver's head, presumably. I don't have VR, so. The mirrors work, which is a very nice feature. Mirrors working, that's cool. Yeah. And yeah, so let's. The lights also, one thing before I forget to mention, the lights are very basic. They're just illuminating the whole housing. There's no baked illumination or nothing. You get like these small diodes. And the rear lights have an issue where if you have your rear lights on, you cannot tell when you are braking because they are so bright. That's also completely breaking. Absolutely horrendous. I'm playing on a pad because I genuinely can't care for driving with a wheel, and I'll show you in a moment why. So it basically there is no temperatures on the tires, which is very nice for a simulation. Don't forget €4. And the force feedback looks a bit dubious on the pedal input monitor. The default pressures on the tires is also wrong. You're not supposed to change the reference value because then you break the physics of the tire. And in real life, these cars run semi-slick, the Toyo 888, whatever they are called. This tire, however, is not a slick. This is like a street tire or something. It has not even nearly enough grip as it should have, and it's, it drives how you expect a car to drive. It's very slow, but there are a lot of things it doesn't do what you would expect a car to do. So I will show you some issues that I've noticed. When you're braking, the fucking tires go insane because the I assume the brakes are way too strong. So the ABS brakes, and you get this weird stuttering, how you get it normally in a car, because it has too much torque on the brakes. It starts to stutter, just like my speech. All right, other issues in a car. Let's take out the suspension manager. The car suspension is supposed to be trailing arm in the rear and McPherson in the front. We got McPherson in the front and McPherson in the rear, but this is not a trailing arm, so this is just wrong. The center of gravity is very, very, very low. That is just wrong. The fuel tank is also wrong. And the thing you will notice very quickly if you start to accelerate right now, there is no, like, you can't see the suspension travel at all. Like, there is no suspension travel. It's very minimal. How this is like something you see on a GT car. Like, what's going on here? And then you take a corner, you can see a little bit more like suspension travel, but very minimal. And it's, in fact, the issue is that when we take a look at the car engineer, the suspension is very soft, but it's not behaving at all as it should, because the dampers are like stiffer than a GT3 cars. And another issue was that the car doesn't have enough spring, so it's just basically sitting on bump stops at all times. The reason why it's currently even on four wheels right now is because it has bump stops, and that's it. Alright, so I complained about the physics before, so let's take a look under the hood and see what's going on there. Let's put this in the side wheel here. And one thing we probably want to do is open CM and see where are the dummy objects are. So the suspension, I already complained that this is supposed to be a trailing arm in the back. I didn't look at what the front suspension is supposed to look like, but it's likely not this. Well, this mod was supposedly created by people who actually drive these things, so it would have been like 15 minutes to take off a wheel, take a measure tape, and take, the specs of the front geometry, and maybe ask someone who actually knows how to make the real trailing arm suspension. It's really simple. And the collider, the floor collider is just all over the damn place. We can actually fix that right now if we go to colliders. And oh, that's the wrong direction. Yeah, that's a bit too much. Maybe 0.7. See, it was literally that easy. Just move it around a little bit. And I don't really give a fuck, but that's the wrong direction again. Fuck it, that's good enough. See, now you have a working floor collider. And then the 3D collider itself, that's like literally 1 minute. I can do this in 1 minute in Blender, but I'm not going to because I'm lazy. And probably taken off some other funny car. Then we have the fuel tank. I don't know why it's under the car body. It's not supposed to be there. Let's open car I and fix that as well. Jesus fucking Christ. And what in the world is going on here? Alright, so now we're moving the fuel tank to the right position. There we go. Let's even raise it a little bit because it's probably not hanging off the floor, so give it like a like this and move it back like 9.5. There we go. Now we got a fuel tank in our position. Then we got the... what in the world is going on here? We have a front dive plate, we have a diffuser, we have a rear spoiler. I don't understand, man. What? This kind, right? So what you want to do is you want to go in here and you erase all this garbage. And you put the position of the main body arrow to the center. This is horrible. And then probably you can also go and delete all this fucking garbage. What else is there? The wheels do not match the tires I9 wheel width and size. Does not match the 3D wheel. So when you align it, it just floating. And in game you can see the car float. Alright, so the 3D model itself, it's from Hum 3D, and it's this particular model. You can see it's the same model. You got the poly count here. It's 300,000 triangles for no reason. These rims are taken off. Who knows what they're taken off? GB95, I don't know. Same with the tires. They're something Polish. But yeah, this car is just a mishmash of different cars. When you press the replace tires, you can see that they're taken off Citroen C1, which I assume is one of their own other mods from, AC Club Racing. But it's one of those deep fried cars. Alright, so more issues. Like I mentioned before, the brakes are way too strong. This is too much brake torque. It's not supposed to be there. The front share, fair enough, 55%, but the brakes, rear brakes are supposed to be drum brakes, so I doubt the brake bias is actually like this in real life. There's a lot of garbage data files here, backups and stuff that should be cleaned out. The tires itself, they're something made out of fucking nowhere, just like everything else. For some reason they decided to include at least 4 different audio banks in the car. This is not doing anything. This is not doing anything. This is not doing anything. Like, this is the only functional part in the whole fucking folder. All the skins are 4K textures. There's no reason for this. 10 megabytes per skin, that is just unreasonable. You can do like a 2K skin or a 1K skin, especially for a skin as basic as this. Anyway, in short, this mod is definitely not worth €4. It's literally a fucking scam. Don't buy this garbage. And it's a bit disrespectful actually to ask money for this. I don't care if it's a work in progress. You don't release this kind of garbage, especially when it's a Paymod. I would like to show off my Ford car. It's quite exquisite. It's a hill climb race car, and it has simulation value, as you can see. It has a cool double wishbone setup in the front and then a trailing arm in the back. It's got quite a lot of air on it, and it's got matching wheels so it doesn't float in the air. It's got the fuel tank placed in the correct place, and it's got a cool custom collider and everything. So let's test these cars against each other. We have a drag race. Really fucking great work. Alright, let's fucking race these cars. My car is faster, obviously, but we can take these debug apps off. That's a grating sound. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. The AI is still going. Many such cases. Yeah, I have nothing else to add. This is garbage. Don't pay money for